welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are. Or, yeah, never mind. Last time on our little adventure in the Banjo of the Tooies, we started in Gruntilda Industries. Started in Grunty Industries, and boy howdy, do we still have a long way to go before we're done with this. Nice. So now, let's see what we got here. So long, suckers. Pretty. Oh, that sucks. So, as much as I'm not a big fan of going over the news without anybody else, unfortunately, many King of the Hill fans will be saddened that yet another voice actor from that series had passed away. The voice of our Native American man, John Redcorn. I get that not a lot of people are fond of the character, but it still hits hard. And unfortunately, he was murdered. And I'm like, good God. And it turns out it was a neighbor. Oy. What is this year? Thank you. Oh, shut up. Ow. Ah. Okay then. Moving on. Let's see, where are you, gingers? And there's a Jinjo up there, which means the pathway to learning a move is around here somewhere-ish. Get in the bag. Yay. Okay then, I guess we gotta do this. Tooie! Okay, thank God. Ow. I guess I need... it's right down there. Hey, Alex. Of course it is. Why am I not surprised? Also, you have brought...
Only with Naughty Dog games does this happen. I don't have this problem with any other game.
And meanwhile... well, I'm hearing a crackle, but not the crackle of Cell's raw sexual energy. Go, Kazooie, go! Go! Run for your little life! Alright, what do you got for me, Jim Jars? Ah! Sorry, I just saw Jam Jars fail.
It's not going to be that much of a problem for the post when I'm using this footage for my review, but you know, it just bothers me when
Oh, and now Kazooie could finally backflip without Banjo. The answer is Mabley. You want to know where I end up? Where the term Mabley ends up coming from? Alex, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that. Yeah, I talked about that earlier, and I'm like, I really hope the neighbor wasn't that petty about the character, because I know the character sucks, but come the fuck on, people.
I have been. So this is really kind of odd. Somebody said that I looked like a pale John Redcorn once.
Wow. I have to say
I
that.
didn't mean it as an insult. It's like that's.
It's like a. It's like.
Get killed by the spores.
It's like one of those.
I'm supposed to be immune to the spores.
So, you know, Alex, anytime I would hear a song like that, I'm just thinking about Killing Me Softly with Your Song by what's her fate? It's the one that TFS referenced in Cell's little radio bit from episode 44.
Yeah. I believe she was one of the members of the Fugees back in the day.
I see. think one of my favorite bits in that episode was still
Oh, come on.
Cell's attack on Nikki Town. Like I'm sure you remember the
game went from having no boss to having all of the fucking enemies at once.
because it just loves you oh so much.
Druckmann loves me, this I know, 'cause he sells me shitty games.
And just think about it like this, Alex. After you're done with the first game, you get to play the second one.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a better experience than watching the second season of the show.
How do you figure?
Oh, I've seen... I've seen everything, Kevin.
Oh, right, I forgot. You do that thing that I refuse to do nowadays.
I liked the first season. I wanted to see how they would make it better, and then they fucked it up.
Somehow.
Yeah.
So...
Poe Dameron levels of somehow on that. You better just kill me now, because I don't have enough ammo to make it through the rest of this.
So, I ended up watching... I ended up putting myself through both T3 and Salvation. I'm just like...
And you opted to do that not on stream
because you're not getting a blind reaction out of me. Because you're never getting a blind reaction out of me on these movies.
Okay.
And they still suck. I'm like, all this did was reinforce my opinion on them. This Terminator 3 has next to no reason to exist. It's due to the fact that it's like, okay, everything was pretty much done in Terminator 2, so the only way they could have a Terminator 3 is if they really fucked things up. And guess what? Enormous
retcons? Welcome to the Terminator.
Yeah. Cyberdyne Industries got bought out by the fucking United States Air Force. Or so I'm like, excuse me, what?
I was surprised they didn't get bought out by Walmart. That's what happened in Alien.
Excuse you?
No, you didn't know about that.
No.
Oh, so the Wayland County Corporation got bought out by Walmart.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask.
I know that you're never going to watch that movie with me, unfortunately, which is kind of a shame because I would love to be able to talk about it with you. But no, after the events of Alien 3, the Wayland Yutani Corporation was bought by Walmart.
How did Walmart even get the resources necessary to buy out Wayland Yutani?
They were at the time when the movie was made, the world's largest retailer. These days it would probably be Amazon.
Because of course it would be. Now, and it's just like,
Mr. Drake, I need you to stop making the creepy pedophile joke.
and the thing is that it's not like people don't have like eyewitness accounts of humanoid robots wandering about out killing innocent people, thus making the acquisition of Cyberdyne a terrible idea. Oh wait!
See, here's the thing. Here's what I have you seen the Universal Studios Terminator ride?
You mean the T2 3D attraction?
Fight for the Future. Yeah,
He's been on that!
Yeah! Hell yeah, you were.
Dude, you're asking somebody. You're essentially asking somebody if they've lived. I fucking lived, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had to watch YouTube
Yeah. And now it's gone.
Yeah, last one closed in 2020.
Boo. Fucking boo. That.
Hey, this guy's
Which, by the way, that is the majority of my reactions whenever I heard
this guy
the.
just figured out that I was traveling with a children's wing.
Which, by the way, Alex, this was something that my buddy from work, Robert, pointed out.
Hi, Dante. What are you doing?
Pointed out to me. He was saying. He was saying, oh. He was saying, like, you know how in the other Terminator films, Arnie was slowly moving his head around like he was a robot? He doesn't do that in T3. He was very much phoning it in.
You know, if they decided, here's the thing. That film is there's a really good video actually, about what T3 was meant to be, and
versus what it turned out to be.
Yeah, versus what it turned out to be. You should go check that out. I'm actually going to bring that up again when Banjo and I watch that in a couple of weeks. But,
well, I hope you two enjoy it. Oh, yeah, that shit show. And you want to know the funny thing? He said that at the only sequel in that series that had any remote reason to exist was Salvation. But the
Salvation is the future war story that literally everyone has.
Okay then.
Because ever since, like, we got snippets of it in T1 and T2, and everybody was like, man, let's get a future war thing where it shows them sending Kyle Reese back in time.
We see them.
And then 15 years went by, and then another 5 or 6 years went by. Michael Biehn was too old for it. So, you know.
What? Oh yeah, reboot. No, duh, he didn't. I can imagine.
That's not in the script.
Even Christian Bale has more sense than most of these people.
That's like when Samuel
What?
L. Jackson is like...
Was it that famous clip of him swearing?
Yeah. It's like when Samuel L. Jackson's talking
Oh.
about directors who are shooting on like 50 angles of a single shot. And he's like, dude, why are you wasting everyone's time with this?
And
I know you're not going to use any of this stuff. You know?
and the thing is that while I didn't mind Christian Bale,
Look at that!
while I didn't mind,
Random goon out of nowhere.
while I certainly didn't enjoy Christian Bale and Sam Worthington's performance, I think the latter was. I think both of these two were literally just in the film because hey, look, famous Warner Brothers and famous James Cameron properties made over $1 billion in the previous and that current year. Or let's get these two all-stars in this movie.
I will say, to be fair, Christian Bale doesn't have
he hadn't gotten addicted to the meth, as the kids call it nowadays.
Doing a little bit better now, thankfully.
Are you sure about that?
Well, he's not. He hasn't been arrested for quite a while, so. Oh no! A scripted event happened that I couldn't possibly have seen coming.
Whatever shall we do?
What shall I do? Shake my clothes. Shake. Oh, my horse is dead, and somehow if I'd ran headfirst into that rock, this entire journey. I don't see her, though.
And the Terminatrix, and the TX was quite literally a Rule 63, a Robert Patrick, but with interchangeable breasts.
You know, I'm going to bring up an argument that I saw. If Skynet can make something that looks like that, your own personal
Toy.
Wow, as in from the Sarah Chronicles, I don't think they'd have much of a problem taking it. They just don't, as long as they don't slaughter everybody. Like, hey,
You could have robot sex. I did not even know Summer Glau was in that show.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. It has Nina Eddy as,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah, and guess what? What? Sarah Connor dies of leukemia in the fucking movie.
Yeah, no, that's why Terminator 3 isn't canon.
And it ends up invalidating the Sarah Connor Chronicles through that.
Sarah Connor Chronicles came out after Terminator 3 was kind of made as a response.
Yeah, and then it got canceled.
Yeah.
All the good ideas in the Terminator franchise are not welcome in this household. Only the shitty ideas. What? Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, so Kate Brewster, there was one moment in T3 that I thought kind of made me be like, okay, that was actually kind of funny. So,
it wasn't the Terminator in the Elton John sunglasses, was it?
No. God, no.
I figured
I'm like,
you wouldn't like that.
I'm like, yeah, that's stupid. I'm like,
I got
that.
a shotgun.
No, it was the scene where after the Governator and John get supplies at the gas station, and they open up the trunk of Brewster's car, she immediately tries to jump out, but a Governator, without missing a beat, literally he grabs her and hoists her back into the trunk.
That was a good joke.
Yes, it was. It was that. I'm like, okay, that. Yeah, and he does not, and like I said, he didn't stop what he's doing either, or he just adds that to the pile. Now, and honestly, it was like, I'm like, okay, so Brewster's already slated to marry this random. No, so either he's gonna turn out to be a massive douche, or because of plot contrivances, or he's just gonna die like the foster parents in T2. And wouldn't you know it, that film loves aping the fuck off of T2.
Yeah, that was always the biggest
that at least made some semblance of sense. And then it turns out Brewster is the one who sent and the AT-850 back in time. And I hate how that.
Did you get what I tried to? You, my friend, are the most deaf human being on the face of the planet.
And
Thomas Bowser.
and the thing is that this kind of ends up giving a gigantic middle finger to Kyle Rayner's words to Sarah. Or Kyle Reese, my bad. I'm getting my Kyles mixed up. How far back?
1980s, 90s, I can't remember when the crossover came out.
Well, here's the thing. And how far back in universe? Because depending on how far back in time, I'm 2029.
2029, yeah.
Yeah.
2029 to
Well, anyway. So how fragile did Superman have to be in order for or Terminator to stand a chance against him? Interesting choice. Okay, then.
I remember them being alright in terms of just overall quality, I didn't have all of them.
Interesting. So,
But they were kind of technically the first
so yeah.
to start ruining the ending of tapes.
So yeah, thanks a lot for ruining Kyle Reese's words to Sarah, which is there is no fate but what you make. I'm like, well, I guess let's fuck that then, and because we're gonna be going off of pre-scripted events now. Except no, it isn't. But yeah, but also, and the funny thing is that James Cameron actually did have some level of input as to Sam Worthington's casting in Salvation. Like, he literally recommended to them and Worthington, and based on working with him on an Avatar.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I should have seen that coming. Because come on, let's be real here. Why else would Sam Worthington be a notable name in 2009? Yeah. Some people will say that's nepotism. And use our criticism of James Gunn using his buddies. He's in everything. Paul W.S. Anderson produces.
Has ever made.
Ow. Anyway, okay, so another actress, I believe, was brought in this movie because of a prior claim to fame. Bryce Dallas Howard was brought in to replace the previous actress for Kate Brewster, or in Salvation, and now she's a very pregnant Kate Brewster.
What the hell? Did they have a child? Did they have a name picked out for their kid?
I don't know. And I'm like, wow, she's already pregnant. Hey, already. Oh God, now I'm imagining a Christian Bale and Bryce Dallas Howard getting it onto Susudio.
No, now you're picturing them getting it on to the same song that John was conceived to. Like it's that exact fucking song.
So yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, no. What I'm imagining, Alex, is literally the same thing from American Psycho.
Yeah, I'm not fixated on American Psycho, so
It's Christian Bale.
well, I understand, but you know what else you could be doing it to?
What? What? Why would he be doing it to that theme? Because I know what you're going. I know where you're getting at, but no. Just I don't get. Oh. But yeah.
You guys are normally blind. How did you?
But yeah, unfortunately, Alex, because of this need to understand and how bad this franchise is. Yes. Alex, let's put it this way. Once I'm done with it, I never have to view it again. And
It's an experiment. I want to know how long it takes for them to. I shot one, and they immediately knew where I was. So they weren't aiming their guns at me.
okay. Okay, see, this is bugging the hell out of me. Am I supposed to find a way? Okay, so I ended up watching, out of sheer curiosity, the time sphere scene from Genesis, and I'm like, this is... I'm already seeing a lot of issues with this one.
Well, aside from the casting of John Connor, Sarah Connor,
And Kyle Reese.
and yeah, Jai Courtney, Mr. I Can't Speak Without My Australian Accent.
And I'm like...
American boy Kyle Reese, yeah.
And I'm like, why does Kyle Reese look more like John Connor than John Connor?
That's a very good question, Kevin. I have no answers for you. Genesis terrible, as opposed to just being mostly bad.
And then Dark Fate just kills it. Just takes it out back, shoots it. And with a sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, Dark Fate ambushed the series in an alley in the back alleys of Banjo and just shot it twice in the back of the head with a sawed-off shotgun.
Yep. And I'm just like, why?
Actually, I think it was Guatemala in the movie, but you get my point.
Yeah, I get your point. And the thing is that these movies could have potentially been, and like, okay, so we're gonna retcon all the bad movies, right? And we're gonna make this into a good movie, right? And then it just said, look, I'm gonna do the funny thing. And I'm just like, why would you do this? I cannot fathom the reasoning behind not only multiple timelines in theory, and then turning. Why am I not surprised if that's the case? And so I'm guessing you're thinking that Ryan Johnston had something to do with it? Orion. Oh, MGM. Right, gotcha. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I meant. What did you think I meant?
Oh yeah, by the way,
Sounds still good.
you know, it's made by the single worst filmmaker on the history of the entire planet.
Sounds about right.
I can't wait to see how he makes that Bob Hope more of an idiot than he was in the last 2 movies. He seems to think that Benoit Blanc is a great detective.
Oh, and the thing with Salvation, and the thing is the only joke I could make when I was watching. The only joke I could make when I was watching Salvation was one that was straight out of riff tracks. Marcus asks Kyle Reese what day it is. And I'm like, why, it's Christmas Day, sir. Yeah, that was part of the... Yeah, that was the joke was from on the riff track of Terminator Salvation. I remember when riff tracks did Avatar, and they end up making jokes about Tommy Wiseau just because the brother of the main protagonist, Jake Sully's name was Tommy. It's like Tommy was a scientist, not me. Yeah, and then... And I'm like, what is... At first, because I didn't know anything about the room when that riff track was released, I'm like, what is the joke here?
Who's Tommy Wiseau?
And then I find out that I have seen, and then now that I've seen the room and met the actor who played Mark from the room, that was certainly an experience. I literally walked up to him and said, "Oh, hi, Mark."
I bet you he gets that. Just get in here.
Life finds a way.
Oh no, pedophile Nathan Drake has me.
Okay. So, funnily enough, of when
Oh, hey, would you look at that? It's a scene, it's an aspect of this scene that got cut out of the HBO show.
Hey, I can't believe I fell for it.
Ellie just kind of found out that they were cannibals in addition to
Oh, hey, old Zero.
hey,
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, I just got back from college.
So normally I would have waited for you guys, but because I gotta pick up my parents from the airport later tonight, I would have to potentially cut the stream a bit short, or around like 10:30-ish.
Sure it fucking is.
So I was telling Alex about my troubling experience watching bad Terminator sequels after T2.
I just got captured by pedophile Nathan Drake.
Oh.
Good times. Anyway, so...
Well, you know.
So Terminator Salvation and out of the two bad sequels after T2. Oh, and before the retconning that is Genesis and Dark Fate.
Did you watch the extended Salvation?
There was no extended edition, Alex.
There is. It's on the Blu-ray.
Well, the Blu-ray didn't convey that to me because it started the fucking movie right away. I'm gonna have to rewatch that now, aren't I?
I mean, you don't have to. It doesn't add a whole lot. It's just there's a couple of scenes that make a bit more sense, and then there's you get the Bryce Dallas Howard side boob in there, which is well worth the watch, I'd say.
Very least, At the very least, based on how she looks in the Jurassic World movies, maybe she can at least rock that skirt.
Just
I
hearing
mean-
about that, almost like how at Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, there was like the standard edition and the extended edition.
Very least, Advent Children, and was interesting enough.
Yeah.
Like sure, maybe it wasn't a good movie, but at the very least, it was, you know, that one movie that everybody knows and can quote. Especially the end fight scene between Cloud and Sephiroth. Good to see you.
Or, of course, everyone's favorite Sephiroth, like, I will never be a memory.
I will never be a memory. I swear, George Newbern was Sephiroth.
Oh yeah.
Like that man loved playing Sephiroth to the point where he was kind of sad in that he wasn't called back for the remake. Hell,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
speaking of not being called back for the remake, apparently Atlas called Laura Bailey and said, hey, do you want to be in another Atlas game? Not telling her that they were asking her about if she
Oh.
wanted to be in the
he should have just been
remake.
he should have been upfront with her about that.
The people who...
Fucking hell, Atlas! You had one fucking job and you couldn't do that.
And she said, well, like, I've got a thing going on right now. Like, she's doing a different job right now. So, she said no. And then it turns out it was for the Persona 4 remake.
Oh my god.
So the people who wanted it and were like, hey, I hear you doing a Persona 4 remake. Maybe it was like, I'm interested in being in that. They got told no. The people they asked didn't get told what game it was for. Great fucking job, Sega. Great job, guys.
There is one silver lining to this.
Amanda Wine-Lee is not allowed to be in that game.
Thank
Oh, yeah.
fucking God. Ugh.
Yeah, if I ever get around to playing Persona 4 Golden, chances are I'm probably gonna play with the English voices as is, or just opt for the Japanese.
The English voice cast is fine in Persona 4 or Golden,
Yeah.
despite Amanda Wynn-Lee. It just...
Amanda Wine-Lee, for as much as she's a cunt online, is a perfectly fine voice actress. She does a good
Except
job
for-
as Rei
except for what-
Ayanami.
Except for when she has to pronounce Japanese words like Amaterasu
Mm-hmm.
or Konohana Sakuya.
Or when she was directing the event and had everybody pronouncing weirdly.
And objectively wrong.
And
And I think because of that, I ended up opting to switch some of the character voices in Japanese for replacement cross tag for some of them.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
I have to imagine Ragna's reaction to some of the characters speaking in Japanese be like, what the fuck are you saying?
I can't read Japanese.
No, I think...
I love the fourth wall bit. One of the guys is like, get that Japanese writing off my screen.
Get those Japanese letters off of my face.
I have to say that dub is iconic. The fact that they not, even though it was a made for kids TV dub, it was able to cover everything from the original Japanese broadcast.
Dare I say, it's like one of the few shows where we see Richard F. Carr, Kirk Thorne, and Jameson Price go full ham.
Jameson Price plays a Gumby.
Jelly Jiggler.
A jelly jiggler.
Nice going, guys. Now let me use my telemarketing attack to finish them off.
Quentin Flynn was also in that dub,
Oh, man.
and so was Paul St. Peter,
Yes, Captain Battleship.
and he was also that one dude with the gigantic pompadour. And funnily enough, Richard Epcar and Paul St. Peter are fresh off of that show would end up working together in Kingdom Hearts 2 as Ansem and Xemnas.
Thank you, did you know voice acting?
And I'm just like, yeah, that had to have been coincidence. And if anybody has seen and since I have met Richard Epcar, and I can attest that he is a tall son of a bitch.
Oh, he was, especially when I got a photo of him.
Dude is only an inch shorter than Yuhabaha in Bleach. And that guy is a tall motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. And probably one of the oddball characters.
Where did my ammunition go?
Dengaku Man.
And the thing is like, as I was reading the manga, I was like, oh, I hope they cast Richard Epcar as Yuhabaha, because it would be because I would be a little bit weirded out if the dub, for whatever reason, decided to do what Logan Laidlaw ended up doing for his little Bleach Abridged shorts that he did for the 1,000-Year Blood War, where Logan just voices everybody, and it's jarring as hell. I'm like, Square could get an entire crew together for a fucking Ava shitpost that makes fun of people thirsting online. And I'm like, how does Scott get a whole crew together for just this joke, but Logan can't get his guys together for a Bleach thing?
Oh, come the fuck on! I clipped through your body.
So yeah, I was
Hey
like,
guys, let's set up all these chest-high walls everywhere so that we can make sure that the enemy has places to take cover.
an honest, what the? Oh, there we go. And honestly, unlike in the unlike the actual manga series, sadly I'd have to say the Bleach abridgment fell off after the Soul Society arc. Because one of the worst voice castings in that abridgment is the casting for Banjo in there. I'm like, unless it's David Vincent or Junichi Sawabe, I don't want it. Because I'm like, I will take either of them over who they have in this abridgment. And because in there it's just, he just sounds like the most generic sounding voice imaginable. And I'm like, it sounds more congested than I do right now. But yeah, it's like, and my issues with Logan kind of stem from the fact that when I was talking to him about how I felt that his version of Digimon Tri was a tad better than the actual Digimon Tri we ended up getting, because holy fuck, did the characters in that movie series just... They basically took all of the stupid pills from Connor Kent's pocket. Like,
look, the Superboy kid's got a bunch of fucking drugs. Let's take them all.
And it's like everybody, even the 02 kids, took those pills, and the 02 kids ended up making the stupid, absolute retarded decision of going after Yggdrasil and Alphamon without anybody aside from Ken to help them out.
You two fuckers know nothing.
And I'm like, what?
Or I'll fuck you up. No, I have a feeling it's going to be let me go and you'll fuck me up. Let you go and you'll fuck me up.
It's like, And it was just... And just meanwhile, I was like, because of the fact that... So, because of the fact that Logan and Laidlaw actually acknowledged into the 02 kid, and it was like, okay, yeah, these guys... I'm like, okay, yeah, and nobody, including the Adventure 1 kids from the first series that end up being main protagonists in the second series, addressed the fact that 4 of their allies had mysteriously vanished.
That is true.
It's like they act like they don't matter. I'm like, look, I get that the 02 kids aren't the most well-liked group, but come the fuck on. This is just stupid. And I'm saying that as somebody who's just like, yeah, 02 definitely has issues. Like, Alex, you will see what I mean when we get to it. Because there are points in Adventure 2 where I'm just like, okay, when are we ever going to address this again? And why did you bring this up?
To be unanswered. It's like, god dang it.
Chiaki Konaka did some guest work on there, and he ended up building a plot of essentially Cthulhu, Digimon, on trying to capture Hikari, and of course the show does also try to force in some hints of Takeru liking her, and I'm like,
what the hell is this?
And I'm like, are we really forcing in some...
This is the spot where Troy Baker got a knife in the neck. Oh.
And I'm like, are we really trying to force any romantic chemistry between two characters who are more like friends?
Yeah.
Because contrary to what some people say about Takeru and Hikari, I don't exactly see them as a thing.
Yeah.
I see them as just like really close friends.
It's true.
But of course,
Yeah.
shipping.
It
Out of
just
course.
kind of reminds me of that whole thing like you did Sentai Kyoryu Japan where they try to ship the Red Ranger and the Pink Ranger together. From one of the reviews I read.
And
You're talking about. Oh,
And-
you're talking about. Oh no, that actually works.
and you know,
The people who said that are fucking stupid, and I had to think you were talking about. You're talking about the Dino Charge was based on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So here's the thing. Their relationship was actually fairly well developed.
Mm-hmm.
Sight better than Tyler and Shelby's relationship was.
Oh, that is true.
Tyler and Shelby had no fucking chemistry.
Yeah, it seemed like they tried to adapt the Daigo and Amy relation for PR, but it didn't work out the way they had hoped.
Well, they didn't fucking try.
That is very true.
Like they had more time in. You remember when Chase was pretending to be American?
I think so, yeah.
So that he could pick up that girl.
Mm-hmm.
and that
His relationship with that girl had more development than the relationship between our red and our pink characters in the show. In that it had an episode as opposed to nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, the funny thing is that at a couple times throughout the series, Daisuke tries to Daisuke Monomiya tries to have some level of crush over her Hikari, but I'm like,
Can I have it?
you know, Daisuke, you'd be wasting a lot less time if you had just simply actually tried, instead of pretending that she is some prize to be won. Like, I don't understand the thought process that goes into some of these things.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't at least hide the pop-in behind the snow?
Alex, that takes effort.
That's what Silent Hill did that.
Alex, that takes effort that Naughty Dog doesn't want to put in.
It's like they want to put the most minimum of effort.
And yeah. And then we also have Miyako Inoue and Iori Hida, or Yoli and Cody in the dub. Daisuke is known as Davis. And Vemon speaks with a lisp. So whenever he's addressing Daisuke in the dub, he always goes Davis. And I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Although, of course, we also have to have a reminder of the fact that both one of the main characters of Adventure 2, as well as one of the main characters' partners, are voiced by the same person in the dub. Because Derek Stephen Prince does a lot. And then he goes on to voice what I consider his best character, which is Beelzemon.
Oh yes.
Trust me, Alex, when we get to Tamers, you'll love him. I mean, at first you'll think he's a little shit. Then because Impmon is an asshole. Which I'm like, I mean,
It's the same fucking revolver that I had earlier.
meet the old boss. It's the same as, or meet the new boss. It's the same as the old boss. And,
Oh, come on, Ellie. You ran right into that rear naked choke.
God dang it, Ellie.
you had one job,
All you
woman.
had to do was run into his stomach with your knife like you did the last two fuckers.
Yeah, that's asking too much, Alex. Don't you know that asking for a cohesive narrative is being too demanding?
I'm not asking for a cohesive narrative. I'm asking for cohesive gameplay mechanics. Apparently that's too demanding as well. Come on, buddy, I need a gun.
And I find it kind of funny how one of the main character. I find it funny how one of the main character or actresses for Digimon Tamers, or specifically Melissa Fawn, was initially going to try to audition to play Ariel, but then it ended up going to Jodie Benson. And Melissa Fawn, as you know, is also what's-his-face's sister from Invader Zim. She's the emo chick.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's her. Why can't you climb ladders? Mumbo.
I just got fat Geraldton.
What I still think is one of the funniest memes from The Last of Us.
One of the big guy.
Punching a kid, yes.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who was punching. I remember that they always draw Fat Gerald like 20 times the size he's punching.
And then they did the same thing for the Dalmatians who beat up Cruella's mother. That meme even still lives in my head.
The rotoscope memes from that stupid game are the best part to come out of it.
The only reason it became a meme is because nobody likes that part. Nobody likes those parts of the game. Which, by the way, those parts of the game are Abby's campaign. Because yes, you're forced to play as that
Yeah,
bit.
you're forced to. Yeah, because the second season
All the
is
more
gonna make
reason
the
for
main
me to feel
character.
bad for Laura Bailey.
Season 3, she's gonna be the main character.
And then she's going to feel good about threatening an unborn child. Yeah, she's...
An MPEG 4 DVD, that does not exist. DVDs hold MPEG 2 files.
In 90 seconds. That's not a lot of time. Also, the magnet is making a very suggestive motion. Good thing I know the shortcuts.
Oh, fuck, I thought you were facing away from me.
So... Oh, that... And it's just like... So, Zero, I ended up in preparation for when I would end up eventually forcing myself through Genesis and Dark Fate, I ended up watching the Time Sphere scene from Genesis, and I'm like, I've already found too many problems with this.
Yeah, no, that,
I'm not even a...
Genesis.
I'm not even like Alex here, but even I'm like, yeah, I'm just... First of all, Kyle Reese looks more like John Connor than John Connor, and John Connor looks more like Kyle Reese.
Why does John Connor look like Kyle Reese at all in that? I thought he looked a lot more like, Chief O'Brien from Star Trek.
And I also forgot to mention one actor that was in Salvation, Michael Ironside. And like, so they got Darkseid leading Batman. And Batman meanwhile has gotten it on with Gwen Stacy.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Meanwhile, Peter Parker is like, but I was supposed to be getting it on with Gwen Stacy, not you.
Fuck you, kid. You can get it on Mary Jane Watson.
But Marvel doesn't let me do that.
Marvel doesn't let you do anything, kid.
Uh.
What you make, that means you need to break into Marvel Studios. Peter, you have to break into Marvel Entertainment headquarters. You gotta destroy the entire story. You have to make sure Spider-Man editorial never sees the light of day, ever. what you make, Peter. The question is, do you have the balls?
Alex, you sound like you're trying to talk to Peter as played by Tom Holland.
Trying to talk.
All right. Pardon me.
I'm doing Batman giving Peter Parker Tom Holland a pep talk. You gotta break in. You gotta break into the studio, Peter.
I don't know how to do that.
You gotta kill Seth Wells, Peter.
You don't kill people.
I don't care. That son of a bitch deserves it.
But I thought you don't kill people.
I don't have any rules against encouraging murder.
I could have sworn you did.
No, I just have rules against killing people. Unless, of course, I leave them to die. Or Peter, you gotta make sure you take out Joe Quesada while you're in there too. Peter.
Who is this Joe Quesada person?
He's the reason your marriage is fucked, Peter.
Oh well then I guess. As
You're gonna take out him, Dan Slott, and Zeb Wells all in one go.
No.
Consider it a hitman mission.
No, that you see Peter strangling Joe Quesada under the tune of Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love how we've made this into a running gag.
Excuse me.
Peter Parker. After Joe Quesada, then Joe Quesada is like, please, no more. Sorry. All out of mercy, motherfucker.
Please spare me. I have a wife and children to take care of.
I had
So
a
did
wife, and you took it away.
She was my world, and you took her from me.
I don't even know who you are.
You damn well should know. I'm the guy you've spent the last 20 years ruining his life. Just imagining like a Superboy Prime version of Spider-Man running through the Marvel offices, killing everyone.
Peter Parker kills the Marvel Universe. Spider-Man kills the Marvel Universe.
No, Spider-Man kills the Marvel editorial board.
No. First he
Coming
kills.
soon to a theater near you.
No. First he kills the Marvel Universe, then he kills the Marvel editorial people.
Did you see that they've added some stupid shit?
Okay, so
Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. Did you see that they, the last issue of Spider-Man ended on a cliffhanger featuring footage of Wolverine killing his fucking parents?
Oh.
I'm sorry. What?
I have no idea what the context is because I haven't been reading Marvel in a long time. I just know that this is like 1,000 times worse than retconning it so that Bucky killed Tony's parents. Because Wolverine and Spider-Man are friends.
Yeah.
They worked together. They were on the same X-Men team.
Like, did they really want their precious?
I know it could literally be fake. It could be a scroll, but it's.
Oh, you mean like
one of those.
You mean like another secret invasion nonsense?
Could be a scroll. It could be 50 or 60
Shape-shifting aliens.
shapeshifters in the Marvel universe. Literally be.
It could be an obscure character from DC Comics.
Yeah, speaking of which, they're doing crossover, Batman and Deadpool. Batman's comic is being written by somebody who makes decent comics, who I can't remember his name at the moment, and Deadpool's side is being done by Zeb Wells. Oh, for fuck's sake. Men's will just kill me.
So yeah, this is oh goody. So meanwhile, I find it kind of interesting how how people will point out the fact that Damien hasn't really had a original thing for him, and instead has to ape off of like the other Robin stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean, like, as in original stories, like, something that's uniquely his.
We did have a couple of things before they got ruined. Again.
Like the Super Sons.
Yeah! We had...
Yep.
That's a good movie.
Yes. And watch our commentary of it. Like, it may be a, like, it may be a bit of 3D animated film, but it's still a pretty good one.
It's got far better animation. I will say,
Too bad it didn't have a fucking ending.
yeah, we're never gonna get one.
And then I'm reminded of the fact that, Alex, do you remember in Attack on Titan Abridged when, Grisha Yeager or had, and essentially, they tried to get Aaron to take the serum. And he was like, "Hey, now, son, stop being a f***ing and take your medicine." And no, Daddy, Yamate! I'm like, that was something else. Because it's. So I'm like. Because I'm like with Aaron. Because I'm like with that scene, it's like this is even in somewhat stranger in context, especially given hindsight. Attack on Titan, you started out all right, and then you got really, really fucking stupid.
Oh man.
It gets stupid quick too.
Yes, it did.
Like they really wanted to try and speed run ending that, and then they ended it as poorly as possible.
Yeah, I think even the author even had to apologize at one point.
And then, of course, they couldn't really commit to it, but they had to try to make the ending even more avant-garde. And I'm like, all you did was essentially perpetuate.
The final season of the movie, the game, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Dante would have.
Even I bought the first season of Attack on Titan. I was lucky I even got a couple signatures.
I remember I got the first season of Attack on like free anime, and I got like a free season of Yu Yu Hakusho too.
Nice.
And then it's like with and a Bridge on Titan, and sadly didn't finish up the series and stopped at season 1. A Slap on Titan did some hilarious things with the eye catchers.
Guys,
Yeah? What is it?
look at this.
What am I?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
That happened.
What?
See that? See what I'm panning through? Those weeds?
Yeah. Okay.
Look at what's going on with them.
What is going on with them?
Okay, look at you see that brick there? Okay.
Okay. What is it
See
doing?
that? There's like a box around the weeds.
Oh my! Oh yeah, I can see it.
I don't know how they did that.
They did.
Almost looks like it's clipping.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way to make me vomit.
Sometimes it finds a way to make me question my own sanity.
Life finds a way. Make me vomit.
Somebody save us from
I have to say that part where Vegeta, the part where Vegeta describes how the process of the clone of the Cell Junior, or is it the here ring, is certainly something. And I'm like, wow, Vegeta, you managed to put it all in words. Very colorful words.
Oh, that's not just a problem with... Oh, that was what I get for doing that. Apparently, I think it might have had something to do with my flashlight, because they were trying to use the flashlight to draw shadows for those things.
Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, joy. Well, yeah, time limit right before the air becomes toxic.
Oh, come on.
You know, if you wanted me to help fix your shit, maybe don't send your goon squad after me.
Make a lot more things a lot more easier.
We don't do easy in this game.
Oh, what do you do?
Also, all these things are farting at us. I really hope this doesn't end up becoming as trivial as the...
Damn it.
What now?
I'm out of ammo.
That's unfortunate. Oh, now I fear I'm gonna fail.
So you can essentially be Walking Dead in the middle of one of those pre-baked animations.
So, Wiz, Rainbow, Aura, Yoshi, hello crew, how are you doing? I'm doing all right.
At the very least.
You know, there, or when
I need ammo.
there was a running joke in the,
Probably both.
I believe I've spoken about this before, but there was a running joke in the Bleach abridgment where everybody aside from our main characters end up referring to Aizen as Josh Groban. Because Aizen, yeah, I have mentioned it into Zero. It's like, as Aizen essentially, he made people believe with Kyoka Suigetsu that he was Josh Groban.
Nope. It is not because
Because
of
the hairdo and the glasses.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I even brought this up to Kyle A. Bear, and he was like, "Oh, interesting." And at one point, during the finale of their version of the Soul Society arc, Ichigo refers to Aizen as, "Hey, you Josh Groban-looking motherfucker." That actually got a laugh out of my mom when I showed her that.
Oh gosh. I just saw one of the memes on a Reddit. It says, "Who's the real Josh Groban?"
This Josh Groban or this Josh Groban? Was
I
that
put
an
it in the
out?
front- I put it in the broadcast.
And
No, we're back inside here.
and one of the
There's a lot of flammable things around here. I hope nothing bad happens.
one of the best bits with and then
Hot steakhouse. It looks like some sticky cows. Stick house.
and then there was
Why is there just random broken shit all over the floor in here? Yeah, this
Oh my god, Josh Groban making a tweet of somebody showing a photo of him and Aizen's like, "Stop sending me this shit."
that's understandable.
I'd love to see somebody make that comparison too.
He's like, "Are we doing this again?" He'd probably be like, "Are we doing this again, guys? Come on." He's a great singer too.
Watch us find out that Josh Groban is actually a Bleach fan.
That would certainly be something.
Vin Diesel plays D&D.
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's this guy! This guy who we couldn't possibly have seen through that door, and who wasn't there earlier. I'm like, do it, I'm just that good.
and Isaac,
I'm
and
literally...
and at one point, when Gin Ichimaru was just like telling,
Oh, no. I was
Which
hoping
is-
that he'd pull that.
the minute Renji opened. However, the thing is that the joke about Aizen
I had
being
one
Josh
bullet
Groban,
in that thing.
the joke about Aizen being Josh Groban is kind of ruined by Renji's habit of overly long nicknames for people. Josh, the joke is that you're not Aizen Groban. Can I talk to you for a second? Sure, I'm not evil and at home. See, that part is funny. Mostly because Aizen sounds like Carl from Llamas with Hats.
Sure, I'm not evil.
Carl, that kills people! Well, maybe I didn't know that.
Maybe I.
See, now we're both at fault. guy they got for eyes at that abridgment is kind of interesting.
Oh my god.
I'd say.
Oh my god, the place is on fire! Whatever will we do?
And I'd say that Geen is up to something. Hardcore up to something. I'd pay attention to him and only him forever. You are the best ever. Josh could never hurt a fly because he's so nice, Groban. And you flatter me, Renji. Here, have an album. Aw, man, bitchin'. And then we have his interactions with Momo.
Well, you know who else was just doing his job? You know who else was just doing his job? His name was Gabus. Gabus is just doing his job. You know who else was just doing his job?
No.
Goring! You know who else was just doing his job? I actually can't. Who was the evil scientist in charge of Auschwitz?
Oh, are we talking about,
In
Marvel?
real life. No, in real life.
I don't know.
Mangala. Hey. Oh, hey, we've played MGS1.
Yes, we have. It was fun. And then it
Yeah,
wasn't.
so, you know who else played MGS1?
My ma!
Neil Druckmann.
Oh.
Why am I not surprised?
Because, you know.
So, Alex,
And beat him over the head with it.
there was a bit in JoJo Bridge where as Joseph is investigating the ship investigating the strength, aka the ship, and he essentially ends up being like, he finds, in strangely enough, the party time dog from the Titanic film.
Fear
Yeah.
philosophy, stronger survivors, blah blah blah. Shut all the fuck up.
I'm gonna be at this for a while, aren't I?
I'm honestly kind of surprised that those words didn't come out of my mouth. Well, you know, you could be wrong. Oh, hi, I'm the lockpicking guy. Introduce you to the concept of breaking shit open, Ellie. Can I just pick up this monitor? Oh, CRT, but Ellie probably couldn't let the CRT. All right. Okay. You were in front of me. Insta-kill, machete through the spine like he's Jason fucking Voorhees. What? I had enough balls between the two of us. David?
All right, finally.
Oh, there you are.
We got all of them. Yay! So, yeah, I find it funny how Vegeta at first thought he was hot shit when he was Super Saiyan, but then he gets humbled by 18.
His own arrogance getting the better of him.
He's like, now taste my Super Saiyan Ring.
18 just mops the floor with him.
Kind of sad. Sad for you.
Breaks the arm.
I love how TFS ended up fitting in that infamous retort. Sad for you. I mean, she kicks his ass mostly due to the fact that she outlasts him in the war of attrition.
Yeah.
This is really strange. Did you see him through? You, my friend, were not there.
Oh! What the? Oh! What the heck?
Alex, don't you know he
Voorhees.
was always there since the beginning?
Stabbed from behind.
Behold, my second greatest creation. Fuck does that mean? I don't know, maybe he's referring to this guy. No, don't wake him up for some reason. I'm gonna.
I would do it.
Yeah, you're just making me more interested to see what's inside.
How the hell did
Yeah.
you get over there? What?
Yeah, all Jiro had to do to stop 18 from pressing any further about 16 was just say, oh no, my secret weapon is is downstairs. So and I'm sure 17 and 18 would just blow off self. Oh, without just so much as like they'd be like, he's out for the time.
What exactly are you doing, buddy? Come on.
16 had to go through so many firmware updates, but 18's like, yeah, no, we're skipping that.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Android 6.
My computer to run.
Hello, I am Android 16. I am hilarious, and you will birds, Goku.
What?
I like him.
Oh, God, this is so fucking lame.
And then
Oh my god.
And 17's like, I like him. But then, of course... Then, of course, we also have... And of course we have Giro. Oh, being like...
You know, I don't would I agree. So I say that
Joel will be all like, I'm almost there, baby girl. We'll take a nap. I'm well ripped. Turns out there.
That's how he survived in the secret ending. Building up an immunity to golf.
Oh god. Abby used golf on Joel. What's that? Joel is unaffected.
How does that happen? Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. He took a bite of gum gum. But yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite things.
There's something you should know. Everything is made of rubber.
Yes, even that. And then Nami's just like, she's like, remind me why I'm with this idiot again. And he's like I have a rubber penis. And then she's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm riding the conveyor belt. Whee!
I'm waiting for this dumbass to come closer to me.
Come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong. Why what? I'm surprised the question wasn't, and why did you start singing that song? You would think... You'd think that would be the first question that would come to your head.
Excuse me, that's not how that works.
Oh wait, it is how...
Hi, excuse me, trained martial artist here. You can't do that unless you turn off fucking flipping. Best of fucking luck trying to give somebody a stone cold stunner like that onto the fucking ground while you've got them pinned between you and your back.
Alright. Alright, so let's go back and
And now
retry.
Ellie's gonna have to take care of herself.
Yep.
You know, the funny thing is, I was looking, so fanfiction.net is fucked up right now. And I was looking through them trying to see if anybody had done like their search function is fucked up right now. And I was trying to see if anybody had done a decent Back to the Future Terminator crossover. I couldn't find anything.
So what did you do?
Well, then I looked on Archive of Your Own, and then I found out, hey, Archive of Your Own search function really sucks, and I'm surprised anybody has found anything I've written on it.
Yeah?
Wow, this guy needs fucking glasses.
Ow!
I was trying to think, because I know the Terminator RoboCop thing is I have this game set on hard mode, guys.
Oh.
The enemy NPCs are still as dumb as a board.
I see.
I need some health, kids. I'm gonna heal. Fuck you. The bad guys go.
Where indeed? Oh my. Oh my. Oh my, is that C4?
Wow, albeit that's rather unexpected.
I'm terribly sorry for this, but I'm going to have to blow out your brain. And that guy's dead. Oh my. You could have saved yourself all this trouble. Told me where she was.
Why is Joel suddenly talking with a Why is Joel suddenly talking with a British accent?
Why is Joel talking like C-3PO? I don't know. Inspired.
You know, the sad thing is that that sad thing about how Troy Baker, as great a voice actor as he is, he did have some really dumb take, like
Yeah.
a certain Tatsumi being gay.
Oh. When was that?
Thing is, Kanji, I'm like, dude, I know you voice acted the character, but that goes against his entire art. Because Kanji, as we've seen, is just a dude who really likes cute things. Yeah, he's a...
We've got the non-Hello Kitty. We've got the pilot's wings. We've got the nuclear thing. We've got the I Love America thing, and we have the Uncle Sam thing.
Like, Kanji is a very sensitive soul. But the issue is that Kanji, he also has to try to maintain a sort of image for himself that he's a big tough guy. His entire social link ends up essentially ends up telling Kanji that it's okay to be who he is. He does not have to worry about how other people view him.
Well, this is not even the most fucked up thing we've seen all game. Less than your entire life. I've got to find her, but first, loot the area. The bad guys have left no resources for me. Curse them, they're smarter than I thought. Nope. I know my baby girl. That fire was probably caused by her.
I'm getting zapped here. I know this game.
Okay, so Ellie, this is where you strike his arm and fucking, you know, fuck your hips into him. I know you're small, but if you hit him right, it won't matter. Or you could just machete him. Ellie, he's dead. Ellie, he's dead. Ellie, he's dead. The building's on fire. We need to leave.
Sorry.
Ellie was okay. I appreciate the hug, babe, but we need to fucking go. The building's on fire. Building's on fire.
Let's try this again.
It's spring again. Rest in peace, Bismarcky.
Oh, come on! Again.
Oh, good look at that. We're in the home stretch again.
Yep. Yep. And you're about to... Oh, we're about to come across it.
Which means that, much like Fox, I'm about to...
Yep.
To the point of no return.
Oh, come on. couldn't have actually been in Jinjo. Instead of making you laugh.
Okay, so that's Tom Hardy. That's Emma Stone. And the kids look like the kids from the Fantastic Four. Forgive us. They just left a bunch of random scrap here. Grabbing peels.
Fine, game, we'll do what you want us to do.
We'll play by your rules.
Even if your rules are bullshit.
Yeah.
What are you singing? Okay. I can imagine. I can imagine.
Never once featured on Smallville.
James Gunn's like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
I'll do whatever I want. I'll do whatever the fuck I want, cause I'm the big boss.
I'm gonna fuck up the movie.
Perhaps James Gunn has allowed Goofy Goof.
And put them in my fucking films. Gosh, son. If you didn't want me to steal your record collection, you shouldn't have fucking owned it. Also, you know what else I don't want to see in this? I don't want to see
It's about James Gunn be like, okay. He unironically saw you say that and be like, challenge accepted.
get well soon, Brad Arnold. He's
Ooh.
met him back when I was a kid. Met him at the wrestling arena. I have a signed
I can imagine that must have been something.
Oh yeah, they're
Oh wow. I still find it funny how you just have the John Cena, are you sure about that? that meme in the Netflix May Cry review.
Yeah, when
I have to say, this guy has some taste. Are you sure about that? Yeah. Including, and I'm like, oh great, Papa Roach is in there, and of course it's the song that I didn't want, and of course it's the song that I expected.
They had fucking Butterfly.
Yeah, because that would have been good.
Thrown any fucking song into that section. Because the place where Butterfly plays...
At least this thing can take fall damage. Oh no.
Play it.
Oh my
They
god.
just play it for whatever reason. Ellie? What's going on?
Ellie, I want you to tell me. Ellie, I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me something. What is your favorite food?
What? Ellie, what is your name? What? Wrong. Trying to kill the fireflies. Go pray.
Oh, nothing.
Now, this scene here, if we can actually get to it. This scene here wound up looking faker than it should have been in the TV show, considering that it was shot using an actual draft. Like, they actually went to a place and had an actual draft there.
So,
Big fella, aren't you?
you're big.
Too bad this game doesn't have technical attack.
You're big. I fought bigger.
I'd like to go riding into battle against the zombie horde on the back of a giraffe. Just clearing things out with its mighty head.
A lot of people really like this scene with the giraffe.
Way more than you realize. Trust me, it's a lot crazy than you realize.
Fire engine. It's a bit looks like one from the 60s or 70s almost.
Almost. Alright, now I gotta go back to Wumpa. Because I don't think we have any more use for this washing machine. I go with this. Yeah, somebody try. I'd ask the question on Twitter, like who would, like, if Naruto and Ichigo were to swap antagonists, who would have a harder time? I'm like, Naruto.
Yeah, no, absolutely Naruto.
Because none of Ichigo's antagonists are really all that easy to reason with. Like, you cannot talk no jutsu. Oh, Kenpachi, Byakuya, Aizen, and any of the Espada, Geek.
That line right there.
What?
Even without you.
Right?
Logan James bus station. Wonder if that's named after Wolverine. Hang on. Yellow and blue aesthetic. Has to be. Legitimately, I don't think calling it Logan James bus station and having a yellow and blue aesthetic.
Oh yeah, totally not an obvious reference to the X-Men.
When we're done here, I'll go wherever you want. There's no half measures. And then he says, I ain't leaving without you.
I see.
Neil, have you played your own fucking game?
Clearly, he not.
Because there ain't been tetanus shots in 20 years. Everybody's boosters done worn out.
Yeah.
That's okay, Naughty Dog didn't either. Hey, would you look at that? It's a picture made using in-game models instead of horrible, horrible Photoshop.
Yeah. This has to be from Left 4 Dead. Ain't no way. Ain't no way this isn't inspired by Left 4 Dead. The tunnel blocked off by the truck. You have to climb over top of it. Well, now he's much more mobile. This is Weldar. I'm sure you can guess what kind of tool he is.
I didn't even see that. Hey, Cole, why aren't you wearing your fucking gas mask?
Maybe now's not the time for me to use this. You sure, Joel? Andy.
Some of his goon squad. Oh dear. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to if you want to get me. Where'd he go? Oh, great. Now he's electrified the floor. I'm dead.
Ellie? Ellie? If I give you a shotgun, can you watch my back? Excuse me.
There we go.
And the bloater just turned my head and said, hey, that's a new death.
Let's try this again.
Take two.
So, a Weldar can only be defeated by either grenade eggs,
Oh, you were
Thanks.
supposed to be well done. Charcoal motherfucker.
things, fire eggs, or let's try this again. Ow. What?
What?
That makes no sense.
Oh.
Oh, come on!
Oh. Oh god.
It's making me exhaust ammo.
You know, if the Fireflies were any good at their job, we wouldn't have a problem here, but they're not, so we do.
Yeah, and Neil Druckmann and will insist up and down on that the Fireflies cure could have totally worked.
Even though he himself said that the Fireflies were not going to be able to do it. The man is about as reliable as the game gets.
Which is to say, not at all.
Put aside the fact that that shotgun blast definitely would have killed Ellie too, and we'll be on our way.
Too bad. Should have done this sooner. No! Oh, Sonic Adventure 2 might have been onto something when they had the camera focused on the boss. And yet, and I remember Pro Jared saying, like, that was a bad thing for some reason.
I don't know, whatever the heck he was on.
Oh dear. You know, in hindsight, this only made avoiding that attack easier because thing about Talon Trot, look at how much distance I'm gaining. And he's down.
Down for the count.
I felt like I was overthinking that boss.
Literally me with Mega Man X3 in a nutshell. After watching some Colony Johnny's LP of it for brain scratch, it's like, okay, I'll do the move to the left, to the right, and attack strat.
Let's jump. Let's try jumping. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try jumping. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try jumping.
Oh no, I'm dead.
One of my favorite bits in the brain scratch playthrough of Mega Man X5 was just pointing out the fact that Burn Dino Rex ends up doing the ends up making this derp face whenever whenever he gets hit with his weakness.
Oh, yeah. I think it might have been Clement who started the whole joke whenever X gets the light upgrades, it's like, Dr. Light, you're an asshole. Oh, hi, douchebag. I'm like, god dang it, Dr. Light, why do you have to be such an asshole to X? Just give him the upgrades. I kid, of course, but still.
Yeah. I'm like, Dr. Light's not an asshole. He just... it's just... That's kind of misunderstood.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite jokes in that play... In the, in one of those playthroughs was just... another one of my favorite jokes was just like X be like, "Ow, my everything," during the bad ending of X5, and then Light's AI is just like, "X, you have no arms, you can't feel anything."
You know what? I'll fix you up, but at the cost of you not remembering Zero.
Who's Zero?
Exactly.
Exactly. No, seriously, who is he? I have no idea.
The only ones who probably still know of Zero's existence is Cygnus, Alien, Dogless.
Who's still wondering if he turned off the oven?
Yeah.
I'm like, Douglas, stop wondering and go turn off the oven. Alright, so now that we're done with Weldar, we're at the boss of this area. So let's see. We still got plenty. Need to collect here. We're not going to be able to get it all, because of course not. It's like, oh, we're gonna do the same thing we did in the first game. Going for one level.
Let's push Alex 2 encounters back, because why not?
Does anybody remember that one time when the Fine Brothers tried to do a stop motion Final Fantasy bit?
No.
No, I was
Don't
not
remember
aware
a lot about the Fine Brothers.
Well, it was called The Final Fantasy. And rather the Final Fantasy, rather. And apparently Elrond was gathering a group of Final Fantasy protagonists to go fight against the Eidolons. And that party ended up consisting of Cloud, Squall, Tidus, Aaron, and Vaughn, and I believe... What's his fate? He's the captain in of the pirates in Final Fantasy 12. He's the real Captain Bosch. Anyway, so this whole thing is prompted by Aerith trying to use Ifrit to fight in a battle, but then Ifrit's like, you know what? I got a better idea. He then kills Aerith.
Oh god.
I'm like, you do realize that the protagonists of Final Fantasy aren't entirely dependent on the Eidolons to win. It's just, you know, they happen to be a pretty helpful asset. I mean, hell,
Ellie! God damn it!
I mean, hell, Kefka was actively messing with them throughout Final Fantasy VI. And the Final Fantasy girls wanted to come along with them, which consisted of Yuna, Renoa, and Ash from Final Fantasy 12. I want to say. But then they got rejected because apparently the ladies in Final Fantasy weren't all that useful.
This is a man's job.
I'm like, excuse you. Oh, but considering the fact that Rosa and Rydia were better magic users than Cecil, yeah, they pretty much carried Cecil's party in Final Fantasy IV. And on top of that, there's Tifa, the Italian icon herself.
Yes. Thank you, son. Kaku Complex reminder. Yeah, he was playing Tifa in real life comics.
Playing Tifa with getting railed by Cloud as he was planting his Buster Sword in her fields of paradise.
Oh my god, it's shotgun ammo. I desperately need shotgun ammo. Ah, fuck. I got too close.
You flew too close to the sun.
I shotgunned too close to the big fucker. All these arrows if I have to, just to make it a little bit easier for me.
There it is. We got another Jinjo. It's 4 out of 5. Well, unfortunately, maybe because it's getting close. Oh, so I'm gonna have to call it for the night. So next time on Banjo Tooie, we'll continue our trek through Grunty Industries. So until then, I will see you guys later.